Tai, please add this. Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm going to share my screen in a few minutes. It's Christmas here, so I'm in a hotel room right now, visiting some family. So excuse the background. And what we're going to talk about is what I call the new gold rush. I'm actually going to type some stuff out as we're talking, okay? Because I think this is important, and I guess I wanna just type some stuff. So you guys are the first ones to ever see this presentation, which is kind of cool for you. So I'm going to make the presentation for the first time. I've never shared this with anybody. So I'm just gonna kind of type it out while we go through it, and I think that'll help you. So let me share my screen, and hopefully you guys can see it. Josh, what's at me? Can you guys see this okay?
Yeah, I can see your screen, Tai. I see the add title.
You see me typing and everything? Okay, so here's what I'm gonna type. So this is the new gold rush, okay? The new gold rush. So if you go back in time to like the 1800s, you had huge opportunity. A lot of people became very wealthy in the 1800s because they caught this new gold rush, okay? Or they caught a gold rush. California, there was Alaska, there was a silver rush also in the 1850s. It made a lot of people very rich. Some people poor too, who weren't successful at the gold rush. So what is the new gold rush in the modern world? Well, I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna make a new slide here. New slide. And basically, what created the youngest self-made billionaire in history? Who can answer this question for me? Who can answer this question? I will, let's see. Somebody wrote, hi Tai, greetings from London. Bro, can see your screen. Jenner. Okay, Kylie Jenner. Somebody who said that. Benjamin Van Dam. You related to the great Van Dam? I met him once, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's a funny dude. But so Kylie Jenner became a billionaire. Simple. Kylie Jenner had, at the time she was focused, Kylie Jenner, she just sold her company, half of it for $600 million, okay? 600 million for half her company. That means she's worth 1.2 billion. And how old is she? 21 or something? Not bad. Not bad. And she caught the new gold rush. That's what I'm talking about. And they don't teach us in school. It's very sad that they don't teach us in school because it's right in front of your face. The Rock, I got to hang out with The Rock, I don't know, when he was shooting the last Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw movie. And I was talking to him about his career, and he's like, you know what, Tai? I was really slow to catch on to Instagram and social media, but, you know, better late than never. And he's caught on, and if you look, I think he's number 1 or 2 most followed person in the world after like Ronaldo, the soccer player. So he's at, let's call it 150 million Instagram followers. So at any given time, he can basically post and reach an entire equivalent of a country. I mean, America's only 330 million people. He can reach 150 million people globally like that. Now, not everybody sees every post, but you get the gist. Over time, he can reach, you know, there's some continents that don't have 150 million people. Australia, for example, is a continent, doesn't have more than, I think, 30 million people. So what created the youngest self-made billionaire is blah, blah, blah. So the gold rush is for followers, social media followers. And so leave a comment how many followers you have right now. Let's just use Instagram because I believe Instagram for now is the platform you want to dominate. TikTok's coming up. YouTube's also good. Twitter's great, but Instagram reaches all demographics, okay? So I'm gonna type here specifically Instagram for now. This will change over time. Over the next 5 years, it won't be necessarily Instagram. So what I want to talk about today is how I grew my social media from 0 followers, everybody starts at 0, to over 3 million on Instagram. I have over 6 million on my Facebook fan page. I've got over 1 million on YouTube. My Twitter is 600,000. That's one. My Instagram is about my Snapchat, they've told me, is about 1.1 or 1.2 million people. So I've got a formula, and I'm going to show you the specific formula during this talk. But if you don't know my Instagram, I can pull it up real fast. It's instagram.com/Tai Lopez. Okay, so you've got here 3 million followers. Okay, so a lot of followers. Somebody said they have 309. Don't know what that is. Somebody, on Facebook. LinkedIn, I don't use LinkedIn that much. I probably should, but I don't. So that's my account right there. It's verified. So let's kind of go through some of this and show you how you can gain followers, right? So there's a few techniques that you can use to gain followers in my experience. So the first thing that you can do, and let's first of all talk about what you shouldn't do, okay? What doesn't work to gain followers? Because I see a lot of theories out there. Now, maybe this works. I'll say for me, what didn't work for me, okay? What didn't work for me? First one, hashtags. I don't know why people love hashtags so much. I'm not saying they're, I'm not saying that hashtags aren't helpful. I'm just saying they never helped me. So maybe there's someone out there who's cracked the code, but I've never seen somebody grow from 2,000 Instagram followers to 100,000 followers simply by, I just haven't seen it from hashtags. I think hashtags are fine. Basically, hashtags make you show up on certain keywords, but it is what it's not the best in my experience. Okay, what else doesn't work? Fake followers. So paying for fake followers, I haven't seen that work, okay? Because people, basically, the followers don't engage with you. People figure it out. Your Instagram looks weird. That doesn't work, okay? So paying for followers. What else I have seen that doesn't work that people try? I see people just saying just post a lot. Well, if you don't have any followers and you post a lot, how does that make you get followers? I never understood that logic. So let's talk about what does work. I think there's 3 things. What did work for me? And what helped me? 1 month, I got 1 million followers in a month on Instagram. Helped me get 1 million in 1 month. They were all real followers. So here's some things that I think work really well. You have to post high VRIN score content. And I'll get into later what VRIN score means. It's a term that I've kind of used. It's from an old Harvard textbook. VRIN stands for value, rarity, inimitability, and non-substitution. So it basically means good content. Okay, that is important. VRIN score, okay? What worked for me was collabs with big influencers and celebrities. So, for example, I've been a lot of celebrity stuff that I've done, whether it's content or them posting for me. I've had Black China's posted me. I've had Khloe Kardashian retweet my stuff. That was for Twitter. And this, I didn't pay Khloe. She just liked some of my content and did it. I've had, you know, Rihanna videos with me and Rihanna. I've done stuff with Kevin Hart. I've done so big name celebrity stuff that definitely builds value. People want to see it. That goes back to the high VRIN score. You know, I did some stuff with Bad Baby, you know, Catch Me Outside. I've done stuff with Jake Paul, Logan Paul. I've done stuff with Mark Cuban from Shark Tank, all this stuff. So that can work. And then the third thing, and this is what I'll talk more about, is giveaways. So I really pioneered. There's a lot of people doing giveaways now, but as far as I know, I was the first person in the world doing them big time. So I gave away like, I forget, 12 cars, if you remember, starting back in like 2015, 2016. Now you'll notice a couple things here. For those of you watching, you know, not all of you are going to be able to get Rihanna or Kobe Bryant or Kevin Hart or The Rock on your Instagram. So, but I'm just telling you what worked for me. I'm not saying everybody can do it. I'll give you some things that I think that you can do. Okay. And giveaways is one of those things. So let me talk more about the giveaways, because in my experience, the giveaways are very powerful, and they can be done by anybody. Now, okay, so let's talk about giveaways. Why do if there's a guy who you may have seen me posting with, his name's Mr. Beast. He's the fastest growing YouTube influencer in the world. He's more focused on YouTube than Instagram. And he's growing at literally millions and millions a month. If you go watch Mr. Beast's YouTube channel, and he does giveaways. And he started, I'm not sure, a year or two ago. I started doing giveaways really almost 5 years ago. And giveaways just work because people like free stuff. It's, you know, I remember being like, why am I the only person doing this? Now more people are doing it, but I remember thinking, like, and it's not that I'm the first person to give something away. I was the first person that I know of, especially on Instagram and YouTube, to consistently be doing giveaways all the time. You know, I would do a cash or car. I've given away so many iPhones I don't even remember, iPads. Now, the thing about giveaways, here's the thing. You got 3 components that you have to do a successful giveaway. Okay, so you need the correct prize. You need because sometimes people give away the wrong stuff, either too cheap or too expensive. Somebody's saying, Sean's saying, Tai, give away a Lambo. See, that's not a good prize. You know why it's not a good prize? I've thought of giving away a Lambo. But do you know how much the insurance is on a Lambo? If I give an ordinary income person, right, who just, you know, a regular person, a Lambo, well, first of all, to change the transmission in a Lambo is like 30 to 50 grand. To change a tire is like $600 per tire. Your insurance is 1 to 2 grand a month. Okay, so the taxes that you'd have to pay if I gave you a Lambo, for a $300,000-$400,000 Lambo, you're gonna pay some serious taxes. So you got to know the correct prizes. I see people giving away stuff that's too cheap. They're like, yo, I'll give away like a t-shirt or something. Well, okay. Are you really like totally excited for a t-shirt giveaway? Like t-shirts value is like $5, you know? So, and it's not very rare. Most t-shirts you could buy, I guess if it was an autographed, you know, Ronaldo or Messi t-shirt, that would be different. But so you got to know how to do the correct prizes. I've tested everything. I found things that work. I found things that wasted my money. The second thing is you have to understand the legal aspects, because you can get into a lot of trouble in the US and in any country if you don't do them legally. So I hired a big law firm, spent a ton of money to make sure I'm following the law. There's certain areas, locations you have to exclude. There's certain age ranges. You don't want to be giving away $10,000 cash to a 10-year-old, stuff like that. It's just for multiple reasons. Then I have a bank account being one of them. So you got to tackle. So for those of you who want to gain a lot of followers and you want to start doing giveaways, we'll talk and I'll answer some questions on the legal aspects. The third thing is, and this is probably the hardest, you have to get the word out there. Because if you have 2,000 followers on Instagram and you say you're doing a giveaway, even if you have them tag other people for the giveaway, your maximum reach is 2,000 people, which Instagram doesn't show all your posts to every single one of your followers. So you're sub 2,000. And even if they if they tag 3 of their friends in the comments for a giveaway, at maximum you reach 6,000 people, and not everybody's going to follow you. So you have to, I've used other influencers to get the word out there. I've also done paid ads to tell people. I've spent literally, I'm not sure how much, but I would guess I've spent, well, at least 7 figures, $1 million plus, on building out an actual, influencer network that posts for me, that says Tai Lopez is doing a giveaway, go to Tai Lopez. So you need to have a budget for that. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. You need a budget for giveaways. So if you're completely broke, you can still grow your Instagram in other ways. You can post good content, viral content. I'll talk a little bit about that later, that if you have zero money, you've got to take a little bit different strategy. For those of you who are watching and you own a business and you're spending money already on marketing, you should allocate a portion of your budget to follower campaigns. For me, followers are the new gold rush. They're valuable. Like I said, they've made The Rock the highest paid actor in the world. He's the highest paid, he's making whatever, $50 to $100 million. And that great part of that is because he has followers. Kendall Jenner is the highest paid model in the world. And she couldn't even come from a model background, but she has over 100 million followers. So everybody wants her to post wearing their clothing. So she's making more than, traditional models. Victoria's Secret angel. Now she's a #1 Victoria's Secret angel. So you got to understand, like, if you have any kind of budget, if you're spending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month on Facebook ads and YouTube ads, you probably should spend a little bit less on Facebook ads and spend more on follower campaigns. So I think, your budget can be anywhere from $1 to literally, I probably spent in a month 300K. It's all over there, all over the place. Understand the value. If you're selling something, now, if you don't have anything to sell, then followers are less important. But remember this, if you don't have anything to sell, but you have followers, you can be an affiliate. You can get other people to pay you to post. So even if you don't have a business or a product, your Instagram can be a business. Look at, there's a energy drink called Bang Energy. It's like a competitor to Red Bull. They pay people who have followers to post them drinking this energy drink. And those people are making I know a girl making like $2,000 or $3,000 a month from that one sponsor because she has followers. And she doesn't even have that many followers. She doesn't have 1 million followers. She might have 50 to 100,000 followers. Okay, so you understand the value. I would say everybody should target getting to 100,000 followers, Instagram followers. That's a good goal. Even if you're starting with, 2 followers right now, I think that's a strong goal. Try to get to 100,000, okay? And it might take you might be able to do, some of you are going to do it in 2020. Some of you are already over 100,000. If you're over 100,000, go for 1 million, like stretch goals, they call that. Okay, so understand the value of a follower. I think a follower is worth, my guess, it depends. I think depending on the industry, your sponsorships, your business, possibly they're worth, $1 a month a follower. So like $10 a year per follower is potential revenue. Okay. Now, not everybody's going to pull that off, but there's lots of people. To me, they're worth $10, $5 to $10 per follower per year. And that starts to add up. So you got to understand the value of a follower, if that makes sense, because people don't want to spend money because they don't think a follower is valuable. And I'm going, got to get with the program. 20 million Snapchat followers made Kylie Jenner a billionaire. 20 million. I have 1 million Snapchat followers. Okay. And I never even focused on Snapchat as much as she did. You know, I focus more, like I said, now on Instagram. Now more people, by the way, have moved from Snapchat to Instagram stories, as you know. So what's going to be, I'm going to go back a slide. The correct prize is going to cost you, let's just say, you know, a good prize to get a lot of followers needs to be at least $10,000 value, but you can do lower. Like you can do $100 giveaway, $1,000. I'm just telling you, for me, the sweet spot was 10,000 or more. That got me a lot of followers. Again, you may not have that budget now, but I'm just training you for the future. You know, you might be able to get investors. The legal aspects will cost you, if you, this is an annoying thing, probably costs at least $5,000 to $10,000 to get the lawyers to, you know, create your terms and conditions. And to get the word out there, that's actually the wild card. That's the most expensive thing. You know, getting the word out there can cost, I mean, I've spent 100 grand to get other people posting about a giveaway that I'm doing in any given month. So I'm not discouraging anybody, because some people might be discouraged and go, well, Tai, this total budget is like over $100,000 to do a giveaway. I'm just telling you, that's a level eventually some of you are going to get to. I have a way though, and a small test group of people that I've done. I've got a way for you to do this for not 100 grand. Same thing. And I've never done this before. That's why I'm coming on a, you know, normally I wouldn't be live right now. I haven't gone live in a while, but I wanted to kind of share this with a handful of you. I sent out an email and a whole bunch of people responded or like, wow, I got to know more. So that's why I came on here for whatever, 30, 40 minutes and just wanted to share. So one of the things, the budget, you know, your total budget here, like I showed you, can be over 100 grand to do if you want to get a lot of followers. Okay. You can do a very scaled down version of this, but I decided I'm going to build a test group and do a shared giveaway. I've never done this. So all my giveaways that I've ever done have just been follow Tai Lopez. But I had a buddy, I was talking to two of my friends this weekend, and they were like, hey, Tai, why don't you consider doing a shared giveaway where instead of telling people to follow me, you have them follow like 75 other people all at once. So you say, follow Tai Lopez and my 75 friends, and you're eligible to win a prize. Okay. So I just sent an email. You might have gotten it if you're on my email list 2 days ago. And I think we've already filled up like 50 of the spots. Is it 50? There was like 22 instantly. And then like within an hour of me sending the email, and then I think another 10 or something within the first day. So I think it was like 32 the first day, and we've done it 2 days. I think we're at over 50 right now. So let me just see, how many are we at? How many in the test group? Not sure. I know that there's a handful of spots. And so what basically here's the advantage of a shared giveaway. I have all the legal, so there's no legal cost for you covered. Number two, I have split the price, or basically you share the price of the giveaway. I'm going to give away a car and cash. So that's, if somebody picks the car, that's $30,000 giveaway. That's not a good, most of you don't want to start out by doing a 30, but I'm already doing a giveaway for 30 grand. So you can just kind of piggyback on the giveaway that I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to do giveaways all of this coming month. So it'll be good. So I'm going to you share the price of the giveaway, and then share the price of getting the word out. I'm going to run boosted ads and get, I'm going to run boosted ads. I'm going to spend money to get the word out that I'm doing my car or cash giveaway. So the test group, like I said, I've got about 20, 25 spots left. They will fill up. There's hundreds of people. I'm not even sure how many people. There's 300-400 people on this call, and then some people will watch the giveaway. So this is gonna, and I'm gonna send another email out. So if you want to be, I want to answer more questions. And for those of you who have no money, I want to talk about VRIN score. I want to talk about how to, grow from scratch. I want to talk about using viral content. I want to talk, but for those of you who are ready to go now, what I'm going to do is just put this here, do a new slide. So here's how the shared giveaway works. It's going to be 75 people maximum, okay, per giveaway. And I'm going to target getting you 3 to 10,000 followers at a time, okay? So I'll do, it depends. Depends on, sometimes you get less people. Hold on, how many paid? Just making sure I know. So if you want to jump, and then you can do it again. I'm going to do it probably, I'm not sure if I'll do it all of this coming year, but I'll probably do it. I mean, I've been doing giveaways for 4 or 5 years, so probably not going to stop. But I just wanted to do a test group, get you a batch of 3 to 10,000 followers, not fake followers, not bots. And this is, by the way, the same. Sometimes people go, does this work? I'm like, this is what I've done. This is the exact same strategy that I've done. In fact, you'll see I'm going to gain followers at the same time, but I've never shared it with anybody before. I've never even shared it with one person, but my friend said 75. So I'm going to basically just tell people, follow me and the 75 people that I follow. So I'm going to unfollow everybody. I'm unfollowing all my Insta followers. Now I'm in the process of doing that. And then this coming week, I'll follow 75 people. So I'll just tell people, go follow everybody that I follow. Okay. And so all the followers I'm gaining, you're going to gain. So it'll be cool for you. Okay. Somebody said, Tai, let's see. Hayden Bassard said, would love to jump in on that and have them follow my athletic apparel IG. Yeah. So you can do this for your personal Instagram, or if you have a business, you can do it for any Instagram username handle you want. I don't really care. Okay. So I'm going to get you a batch. I should be able to get you a batch of 3 to 10,000 followers in like 3 or 4 days. It shouldn't take me that long. So you'll see a whole bunch of followers kind of just come in over, should be less than 3 or 4 days. Okay. So there's 36 spots left. 36 spots left. I haven't emailed again for it. And so, okay, so let's talk about, so some people want to know the cost and all that. Let's jump into that. So what's the shared cost? So I've done the math. Basically, since it's divided up, right? And I'm going to spend money on the thing, like I showed you, a giveaway when you count the legal, getting the word out there costs me usually around over 100 grand. Okay. It depends. I'm a little more efficient with it now since I already have the legal, although we continue to have to update it. But the car, I got to give away a car in cash. So that's the big cost that's there. Plus I have the cost of getting the word out there, spending on ads, or getting other influencers. And like I said, I've spent 300,000 in a month doing that. Plus it'll post to my story on all my social media platforms, and I get, so The way we're going to do it is there's 2 packages you can sign up for. We have what we called, so it's US 1297. Okay, that'll get you for 3,000 to 10,000 followers. If you just want to do it one time, if you sign up to a monthly club membership, I'm making this like a club. That way you lock in a spot, because a lot of you are going to do this. If you do the 1297 package, you're going to do this, and then you're going to be like, oh, I want to do it again, but I'm going to have already filled it up. So if you want to lock in a spot, it's just $997, and that'll get you, so you save like 30%, 3,000, and you can cancel anytime. So that's the beautiful thing, is that if you sign up for the club membership, you save, but you're not locked in. You don't have to do it for a whole year. So most people prefer the $997. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of money for you, and that's fine. This is not for everybody, but I've spent millions, and it's made me, my companies have made tenfold back. So you got to think of it like an investor. A lot of humans don't think like an investor, and so they see everything. It's one of the big problems in the world, is like, you're taught, like, if your parents didn't have money, I didn't have rich parents, they don't think about things correctly. So for example, if you were born lower class, quote unquote, or middle class, quote unquote, lower income or middle income, most people are, right? So my dad was in prison when I was born. The way that I grew up is that every dollar that goes out of your wallet is a cost. It's an expense. Like, my mom was a single mom, so she'd buy groceries. She would buy, gas, and all that money went to somebody else to make them rich. But my mom didn't have any money left over to invest. Does that make sense? She had no money to invest, and therefore she miscalculated the value of money. And I don't blame her. Like, nobody taught her. What I now learned is, like, I put money out and I get more back. that's like, and that's mind blowing for people. People are weird about money. They're like, well, I'm not going to spend that much money. I'm going, but you're not spending it. Spending means you put money out and you get nothing back, right? You get no money back. Investing means you put money out and you have a chance to get money back. If you had put $10,000, if you put $1,000 invested into Uber 10 years ago, at the beginning of the last decade, you would have $10 million in your bank account now. So it would have been a good use of $1,000, if that makes sense. So the founder of Uber, he put money and time in, and now he's worth whatever, $15 billion. So you have to think like an investor, if that makes sense. So I'm going to put a link, and then I want to answer some more questions. There's going to be a lot of questions on how does this work and all this stuff. Let me move this slide. Okay, so let me put this here. So how to join the follower test group. Okay, you just go to this link right here, up here. So it's easier to see. Now, let's take, who has questions on whether you should, grab a spot? And then I'm also going to talk, like I said, I want to talk on some other strategies for those of you who can't afford. You can do this without me, but it'll cost you a lot more. To get 3,000 to 10,000 real followers is going to cost you, if you do your own giveaway, it's going to cost you, well, just think about it. If you give away a laptop, that's $2,000. If you give away $10,000, that's $10,000. If you give away a car, the cars that I give away are $28,000, $29,000. So if you do a non-shared giveaway, your minimum cost, because you can do it with just an iPhone, which will cost you $1,000. So many people do iPhones that they're kind of overdone, and people don't get as excited. People get excited for my $10,000 cash and car giveaway. Plus, I'm a verified account. That's the other thing. When you're not verified and you do a giveaway, a lot of people don't believe you. Plus, people have seen my giveaways. Like, when I met Kevin Hart for the first time, he's like, oh, you're the giveaway guy, Ty. There's a video on my Instagram of when I first met Kevin Hart. And he's like, oh, you're the giveaway guy. Because he'd seen my YouTube ads thousands of times advertising, follow me for the giveaways. So you could totally do this on your own, but just understand your budget is going to be to get 10,000 followers and plus the prizes, plus the legal, it's going to cost you 10 G's. So I'm going to save you $9,000 basically. All right. Tai, Daniel Livingston says, is this worth it for growing a personal brand such as a gaming stream? With stream come sponsorships and such, just don't know if you fans, clients will go with that. I mean, here's the thing. So let's talk about the followers for a second. You're going to get, whenever you do giveaways, you get all different kinds of followers. Not every one of those followers is going to be valuable. You'll get followers in the US, you'll get followers in Canada and Europe, Australia, you'll get some followers in developing countries, Philippines, and like I don't target developing countries, but you always get some. Like I target mostly the US, Canada, English speaking, because that's where my businesses have most of their customers. I don't have anything against developing countries. It's just I don't have as many, I don't have products for them. I don't have products in Hindi or products in, you know, I don't target Brazil because most of my products aren't translated in Portuguese. But if you have Daniel, you've got a personal brand, you need followers because remember, followers create followers. Remember this. Remember, followers create followers. So here, let me give you an example. If you have, I'm actually gonna make a new slide about this. This is so important. If you only have, okay, followers, let's say you only have 5,000 followers. Guess what? No one wants to follow you. No one wants to follow a small account that you don't know. A small account of a stranger. They might follow you if they're your mom or cousin or friend of a friend, but if you need critical mass, you cannot, if you are a streamer and somebody goes to your Instagram and you have 2,000 followers, well, you don't have quote unquote street cred. We'll call that social media cred. And so nobody wants to follow. But if they go to your account and there's 50,000 followers, or there's 100,000 followers, or there's even, you know, even 25,000 followers, all of us have to admit we've gone to somebody, checked out their Instagram, and decided they're not legit because they don't have enough followers. That's just how the human brain's going to work, man. And people get mad at that. And I know followers are not the true measure of our value as humans. Okay, but that's not how the human brain works. The human brain calibrates. We have limited time on Earth. So, for example, if you if you're dressed in a dirty suit or a very cheap suit and you go to a job interview, that person is going to look at what you're wearing and they're going to calibrate and be like, you're going to have a lot of strikes against you. You can overcome it by being a super genius person, a super qualified person, but in general, why start with strikes against you? Life is already hard enough, man. It's already hard enough. Don't make it harder on yourself. That's, yeah. So, okay, so am I going to talk about some starter things? Yes, I'm talking about, this is a more advanced call. I want to get to some basic stuff, but you need to hear this because you got to know where to start from. And so because a lot of people paint a rosy picture and they just say, oh, post a lot, do hashtags, and all of a sudden you're going to get a lot of followers. So I'm giving you the blunt truth. It ain't going to, you know what I would do? This is what I would do if I was broke. I would go borrow $1,000 from somebody and do something like I'm talking about so I could instantly start out with 5, 10,000, 15,000 followers. Because followers create followers. Followers create followers. Somebody said, Tai, when Instagram removes likes on accounts, will this have a significant effect? Kofi, even if they do, they're not going to remove a follower count, as far as I know. And I don't know that they're going to do that in the US. We'll see. They've been saying they're going to do it. Who knows? Who knows? They did it in Canada when I was there for a little bit. Yeah. Ty, is it wise? Sorry, Ruth Frank. I don't have a single customer yet. Is it wise to launch followers? Well, it takes a while to build followers. It might take you guys, 3 to 12 months to get that critical mass. So I think the sooner you start, the better. Okay. Let me read the names of some people that are getting in the test group. Give me a second. Jacob, if you're watching this, can you post the names to WhatsApp so I can just congratulate some people? Oh, I like welcoming people who get in the test group. Ty, negative comments from regular followers, good for contrast. It's fine to have some negative followers. What if someone starts out but have under 100 followers, no one will want to follow them? That's why you do a shared giveaway, or you do a giveaway on your own without me, or you can do this shared giveaway. Because if you got 100 followers, you need to quickly get to 3 to 10,000, or for anybody even. Honestly, 100 followers looks like a fake account, Ty, would your advice be to keep your Instagram account private or open it up? I'm asking this because there's an influencer in my country who has his Instagram private. Okay, there's mixed theories on keeping your Instagram private and public. I think that I keep mine public. So here's the thing. When you go private, it creates like mystery and intrigue, and then you get less unfollows because people know, like, it makes, how when someone's private and you follow them and they accept, when you go to unfollow them, it says, are you sure you're going to have to follow them back? So your retention rate, and we'll talk about that in a second. Remember, by the way, when we do giveaways, you're going to lose some of those followers, okay? That's why I said you should go in my monthly membership so you keep adding new ones. But for those of you who don't want to, okay. Ty, recommend this to a very beginner entrepreneur who I can't think of one instance where a person shouldn't focus on getting followers in the modern world. Unless you want to be like the Amish, I have a farm run by the Amish, and you really want to live off the grid, then don't do this. I can't think of one business that shouldn't have followers. If you had a little pizza store in like Denver, Colorado, or wherever, I would want to have 100,000 followers. You know why? Because it creates, your pizza place becomes a little celebrity pizza place. 100,000 people. I can't think of a time when I can't think of any business, even a B2B business. Let's say you're selling, I don't know, software to Boeing or airlines. Well, guess what? The decision maker over at Boeing, or the HR person, or the person who handles purchasing, they're human beings. So you can say, let me just tell you something. I'm going to post a little slide here. Instagram is the new business card. The new business card. This is powerful. Listen to what I'm saying. I was just, for example, in Dubai. I was on a speaking tour. Me, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, and some other people. I was in the UK. I was in LA, UK, Dubai. So I'm there in Dubai. I spoke at this event called the Ritosa Family Office. It's basically the richest investors in the Middle East. Okay. There was, I don't know what they said, $1 trillion in total assets in the room. And I gave a little talk there. And people said, hey, what's your business card? Can I have your business card? I said, let me see your phone real quick. I opened up Instagram. I said, go type in Tai Lopez. They typed in Tai Lopez. I said, follow me, and DM me there. And when they looked at it, they're like, wow, you have 3 million followers. And they started talking, and all of a sudden, you separate yourself. Don't hand out business cards unless you only have 10 Instagram followers. Then you need business cards. So Instagram is the new business card. Do you want a good business card or a crappy one? Just think about it that way. Just think about it that way. Okay, Ty, I've been going for about 2 years. If my Instagram followers haven't been growing beyond small numbers at the time, is it possible to blow up? Yep. Put it this way, I will grow the people, those of you getting in, I'm going to add 3,000 to 10,000 this month. It's probably more than you've even gotten in 2 years. And then you can do it again month by month. Some of you, and for those of you, I have a few spots in the 75 for kind of my diamond package. Those for those of you who are bigger entrepreneurs and you want to get, I can get you, I have slots for 3 people. I can get you up to 100,000 in a month. Over 100,000, I can't promise. I can get you 30 to 100,000 in a month if you, for those of you who really want a lot of followers. Okay, I see 5 people's credit card declined. If your card declines, you can call the number on my Tai Lopez website, or you can send an email. If you go right now to Tai Lopez, there's live chat. You can talk to them about getting a new card, you know, using a different card. Sometimes if you're, those of you out of the country, your card, you know, it's a US bank, and sometimes it declines it when it's outside the US. So I'm going to talk about who this is for. Who should do this? I mean, look, honestly, it works for beginners because build before you need, you know, that's an important thing. And for advanced, it's a no-brainer. So if you already have followers, for example, I sent this email out a few days ago, and a guy that I know that has like 500,000 followers, he's like, Tai, I want to do it right away. I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah. Like he sees the value, so he's like bought in. Congratulations to Danny Lopez, Michelle Briggs, David Marino. I'll keep reading these names for those of you get in. So this works. It works globally. So you don't have to be, you know, you can be in any country. Somebody's asking for the link. Let me go back. Here's the link. Okay. Keep taking some questions. Someone said, Tai, are you a sociopath? I don't think I'm a sociopath. It's funny, people don't know anything about psychology. There's very few actual psychopaths and sociopaths in the world. So yeah, no. Sociopaths, you know, there's a lot of mental problems that people have. Sociopath and psychopaths, not the most common. More common to have narcissists, Machiavellian, high anxiety. People are highly neurotic. Yeah. Tai, can you talk about the follower to following ratio? Yeah, that doesn't matter as much. People are like, oh, you shouldn't follow that many. Whatever. I don't buy into that, man. I followed as many people. I followed 7,500 people, which is the most you can, or follow none. It doesn't matter. And that people look at how many followers you have the most. Some people will look at ratios and weird stuff. Yeah. So I would not focus on that. Tai, what's the most important aspect of growing your brand? I mean, Instagram. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something cool. Let me talk about this for a second. Let me switch back here, and I'm gonna make a new slide here. Other reasons to grow Insta. Watch this. Once you have Instagram followers, you can pivot them into Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. So what I did, I just got a whole bunch of followers on Instagram, and then on my Instagram story, I would say, go follow my Twitter, because then you can give away a smaller prize. Like I'm giving away $100 to people who follow and retweet me. I'm giving away $100 to people who go leave a comment on my YouTube video. So now you use Instagram as the pivot platform. So you spend the most money to get Instagram followers, and then you pivot them off into other places for much less cost. So you take one person, and it's way, way, way better. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Tai spent, okay. Someone said he spent 30% of his free money on a program to help you learn how to sing. Well, if I know how to sing, I'd focus on Instagram and TikTok followers. The thing about TikTok, by the way, TikTok's good, but it's very young audience, so it's harder to monetize. For me, I like to have them all ranges. Okay, I like all ages. So let me just talk about this. What type followers should you expect? All ages, USA and English country, English speaking primarily. That's what I focus on. You do get developing countries that pop in there, right? And male, female, you're going to get both. And you're going to get all ages. That's important. I really think you should have a well-rounded Instagram. There's advantages of young followers because young followers are more active. They'll engage. They'll like your content more, right? So it boosts your overall social proof. Older people don't engage as much, but they buy stuff. They have more of a budget. So that's an advantage for you, okay? Let's see. Somebody said they don't like TikTok. Okay, so let's talk about, let's talk about expectations that you need to have, realistic expectations, okay? So I have other packages to grow 30K to 100K followers a month, but that's separate price, and I only can do that for a few people because I can't do that for everyone. There are not enough followers to kind of go around. Realistic, you're going to get you will get unfollows. That just always happens. So usually about 30 to 60%, 50% of people unfollow over time. Don't get worried. That's just part of the game. Like I have 3 million followers. For sure, 5 or 6 million total people have followed me, and 40, 50, 60% of them have unfollowed, but it doesn't bother me because I keep getting new followers. And by the way, that happens for everybody, not just giveaways, but it happens a little more with giveaways. Everybody loses followers. Everybody loses followers that has a lot. So just keep growing monthly. That's why I have a monthly package too, because then it doesn't hurt you so much. Yeah, so it's regenerative. Exactly. I'm a dentist. My account is my business card. Will this package work to bring British followers? Yes. You're going to get followers from all over the world. One interesting thing, just remember, followers get followers. So if you have a whole bunch of followers who are from around the world, not your target market, when an English person or when a local person sees your Instagram, they're going to be more likely to follow. That's why I said to start out, get followers from anywhere of all ages. Try to target the ideal, but get them from everywhere. And we live in a global market. You'd be surprised how many people spread the word globally and buy from you locally. But in the case specifically for VRIN, you were asking that for sure. Get more followers. You don't want a business card, quote unquote, an Instagram being your business card. You do not want one that's, a low quality business card. All right, congratulations. We got Marcus Chun just came in. Philip D'Amelia. I'm not going to have time to read everybody, but Philip, I hope I pronounced your name right. Same with Marcus. Same with the other ones we had here. Some of you didn't put your last name in. David Marino. Danny, you did not put in your last name. Michelle didn't either, so can't fully congratulate you. All right. Tai, I feel weird getting followers from kids. They're not really, most of the followers I get are over 18. You're going to get followers that are 15, 16. But I'll tell you this, people tell their parents about you. It's insane. Like I sometimes post for people who want to invest in deals I'm doing, and people who are like 15 will be like, yo, my dad wants to reach out to you. So you can get picky later. Don't be picky. You remember what did I say? You really need to get to 10,000 immediately. Okay. And then you need to go to 100,000. That's your goals. Everybody, every single person. So let me see. Goals. 10,000 followers immediately, like within a couple months. Okay, then you shoot for 100,000 within the year if you can, if you got the budget. And then not everybody needs to go to 1 million. 1 million for, the highly ambitious, but you need 100 grand if you're a dentist will look amazing. Amazing. It'll be the best marketing. I meet people that do the weirdest marketing things. Just do the math. What's making everybody rich now? In every profession, followers. It's the new gold mine, okay? So if you can go mine for gold on your own, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Steven's asking, how can you do that if you don't have any money? I'll talk about how to do it. It's just slower. It will take you a year longer or maybe 2 years longer to do it without a budget. If you have a budget to invest, you'll save a couple years, okay? Okay, so let's talk about, let me go back for those of you wanting to get in. I'm going to put that up here for everybody to see who wants to jump in. So we have under 30 slots left, okay? Tai, I'm broke, just having a full-time job. How do I get in getting back? I'll tell you this, if you can, when I didn't have any money, you should ask to borrow or get an investor. You'd be surprised. I can't think of one example of somebody being successful who didn't have some investor at some point, some type of financial investor. There are a few, but the Uber founder, Mark Zuckerberg, got his roommate to give to, I think his roommate got $60,000 from his parents. So you have to be able to network and reach out. And if you are sharp and you have an idea that has merit, but you have no money, there's money out there. And it doesn't take as much money as you think. I remember getting people to invest a very small amount. What now I wouldn't even bother taking as an investor, but getting, $1,000 or $10,000 from somebody. You got to be able to create momentum. That's the thing. And so one of the simple ways to create kind of, how do I say it, this momentum out of nowhere is to borrow money. That's option 1, or 2 is to get investors. Okay. Now, don't borrow too much money for a new idea because you might not be able to pay it back and you'll burn a lot of bridges. But don't be afraid. If you raise investment, you don't have to pay it back if the idea fails generally. But go to friends and family and friends of friends. That's what I would do, or else things just take a long time. Is it possible to come and help you around with stuff? I get that question a lot. I travel so much now, it's hard for me to. Used to be easier. Tai, what if I'm not sure of the grand story of the personal brand I want to create? Well, that evolves over time, my friend. That evolves over time. So let's go back. I want to give some ideas for those of you who have $0 in your bank account. I want to talk a little bit about this. Will help those of you who have gotten in the program and you're in the test group. I want to talk about VRIN score for a second, okay? So what VRIN score is a way to value the quality of what you're posting on your social media. So VRIN, the V stands for value, R stands for rarity, I stands for inimitable or inimitability, and N stands for non-substitution. So for those of you who are getting into my test group and those of you who are not, you still always have to understand VRIN score, because if you post horrible content, boring content, low VRIN score content, even if I get you followers, everyone's going to unfollow. Okay? Not everyone, but you're going to get a high percentage, 60, 70% people are going to unfollow over time. And for those of you who don't do the share giveaway with me, you're still going to get unfollows and you're going to get no growth. So let's talk about this VRIN score, because this is an extremely important set. So when I say value here, what I mean is, do people get anything from it? So what brings value to people? Let's talk about that for a second. So what brings value? Well, just think about it. What brings value into your life? Education, telling somebody something they don't know, making people laugh, making people cry, making people scared. Just think about movies. What are all the types of movies people will pay money for? Education, people will pay for documentaries. Movies like, Bowling for Columbine or Fahrenheit 9/11, these made hundreds of millions of dollars. Movies that make people laugh. We all know comedies make a ton of money for people. Just look at even the action movie, what's the one, Deadpool. It's funny and it has action, and it, whatever, makes $1 billion. Movies that make people cry, dramatic movies, sad movies. Titanic, one of the best-selling movies of all time. Movies that scare people, Paranormal Activity. Somebody spent, whatever, 25 grand in that movie, made hundreds of millions of dollars. It's one of the highest return on investment movies of all time. So you need to, that's what people get value from. So before you post, ask, is my post going to do one of these things? And if it's not going to do one of these things, don't post it. Sometimes I see people post a picture of, like, I don't know, their meal, their breakfast or something. And I'm just going, well, do I get any value from seeing your 2 eggs? No. Okay? So let's talk about the next. That's VRIN score. You want a 1 to 10. You want the value to be an 8, 9, or 10. Okay? Then you have rarity. What that means is, how many other posts are there exactly same on Instagram? So exactly the same. So if I post a picture, this is where I see people will post a picture of them eating sushi. Like, they'll post a picture of, like, a tuna roll. Think about this. How many other people have ever posted a picture of their sushi roll? Lots. So it's not a rare post. It's not rare at all. So it has a low VRIN score. 1 to 10, that's like a 3. Post stuff that's rare. Now, it doesn't have to be this one. Look, I repost stuff. In fact, reposting things other people have posted can be good. So you don't have to have a 10 rarity score. That doesn't have to be the only thing on Instagram, but it needs to be relatively rare. Like, if I see something that 1 million people have reposted, I usually don't repost it unless it's just, like, insanely viral. Okay. Now this is more tricky. Inimitable. So what does this word means is, how easy is it to copy? So let's say you post something, nobody else has ever posted it. You're the first person to post it. How easy is it for somebody to make a similar post? I'll give you an example. The reason my giveaway videos do well on Instagram is, how easy is it to copy me and give away a car? Costs 30 grand. That's not easy. Most people don't have 30 G's sitting around in their bank account to copy me. So it's pretty inimitable. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 9. Okay? So you want to post stuff that somebody can't copy you easily. Again, you're not always going to be able to create a 10, but try to get the number as high as possible. Okay? Let's go here to the last one, which is non-substitution score. So what this means, it's a little bit similar to the rarity. Okay? It means, it means that nothing similar. So here's an example. Like, if you post something, well, here's an example. If you like basketball, there's no real substitute you're not going to watch base. Let's like me. I'll just use me as an example. I love basketball. I don't really like baseball. So baseball is not a substitute for me. What is a substitute is college basketball, high school basketball on TV, women's, WNBA. So there's 4 types of substitutes. I like the NBA the most, but I could watch a college game. I could watch WNBA. I could watch high school. I could watch women's college. Maybe there's 5. But so the less substitutes that there are for the posts you're doing, and the simple way to have low substitution is post something that's unique to you. Because the one thing, it's like me, my philosophy on life, I post that on my Instagram, I post that on my Twitter. There's only one person in this world who has my philosophy. That's me. So if you like that, you can't really substitute it. So that's good, and that pushes up the VRIN score of my content. Okay, what questions do I have on this? Now, I'm going to show you something amazing. You know why the shared giveaway does so well? That I'm offering. I've always done giveaways just for myself, but now I'm offering. If you go to this link right here, I'll put it up. But I want to show you something, or just explain something to you. The reason that these giveaways crush value. Do you think people get value from winning a $30,000 car? Heck yeah, that's a 10 of value to the winner. So it's a high V score. The R score, rarity. How many people out there giving away as many cars as me? As far as I know, I've given away more cars on social media than anybody. Maybe there is somebody else, but I just don't know. For sure, I'm in the top percentile of people giving away cars. So it's very rare. Inimitable. What if somebody wants to copy me? Well, you got to give away 12 Mustangs. You got to have 400 G's sitting around. Okay. And then substitution. Are there a lot of substitutes? If you want to try to win a car, are there a lot of substitutes? Well, the only thing no. There are people giving away other stuff. They're like, I've seen, like, David Dobrik was giving away a Tesla, but he has so many followers, it's even less of a chance. He has more followers than me. So, John Garrett, I joined the Instagram Accelerator. Is this the same thing? Yep, John, you're in it. Welcome, John Garrett. Okay, I got people WhatsApping me stuff, asking me stuff. Okay, any more questions on VRIN? This VRIN thing, people always ask me a ton of questions here on VRIN. I know it's a little confusing, but it is very important to understand. Okay, let me go to the end. Somebody say, Tai, it's as clear as water. How can a regular person use VRIN to gain followers? Yassine Qureshi asks. Okay, good question. That is actually a good question. Here's a couple practical things that I'll tell you right now that you can do, okay? One thing that you can do, and don't overdo this, starting out VRIN score, follow accounts with good content, and repost. So you can follow even smaller accounts. If you look at somebody like Snoop Dogg, who has a lot of Instagram followers, he has like 10 million followers, or I think he has 10 million. He reposts a lot of stuff, okay? He posts all the time. So that is a simple way, but you can't. Now, somebody said reposting quotes. I do not think that works as well. I think reposting videos. Repost some funny stuff, funny videos, viral videos. I think it's a great way to start. Now, I'm just gonna. Let me also say this. How often should you post? Because that's a common question. Snoop Dogg posts like 10 times a day and he has a lot of followers. And take Dan Bilzerian, he posts sometimes, you know, once a week. Sometimes he posts more, but they both, and Dan Bilzerian has like 20, 30 million followers. So I don't know that there is no one way. What both of them do is post high VRIN score content. Let's talk about when time best to post. I really call bullshit on this one. I think it's like hashtags. I think what's more important is what you post. I've posted something at 3 in the morning on a Saturday, the worst time to post. But it was a good post, and it did better than one that I posted, you know, they say like Tuesday afternoon is the best time. So what's most important is the quality of your post. Just never forget that, okay? Can a good camera influence VRIN score, Jalen Davis? Yes, a little bit. I will tell you what's most important. Type of camera. I would say the most important, I would just say use an iPhone or, you know, a new Android. I think it helps, but don't go crazy with it unless you have a massive following. And it doesn't hurt, but to start out, it's not your most important thing. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm getting people that are like friends of mine going, yo, Ty, I'm on your webinar. I'm down to participate. Jump on in. All right, I'm gonna go in a little bit. I'm starting to run out of light here. Need to turn the lights on. I looks like a horror movie now. So, in closing, social media followers are the new gold rush. Some of you are gonna jump on that gold. Oh, I will say this. This gold rush is gonna disappear. Mark my words. It's gonna get too hard to get followers. It's already getting hard. Like it was so much easier. I should have done a shared giveaway for you guys 5 years ago, 4 years. When I started doing it, it was so easy because I was the only one doing giveaways. And it was just less, you know, competition makes things tougher. So for those of you who are going to procrastinate and wait another 6 months and a year, I'm telling you, you're going to reach a point of no return. And you're going to look back and have watched this video and go, I should have jumped into that program with Tai, you know, and at least get to 10,000 to 100,000 followers, whatever you do, get to 10,000 or 100,000. It'll be too late soon. It will be too late soon. Tai, Victoria says, where do you start with investing? Invest in your social media, man. Invest in your social media. I'm a big fan. Yeah, that glare. Ooh, I turn that light off, but I'm gonna be off here soon. Like I said, I'm just in this hotel room. Okay. What else do we have? When you say repost videos, is it better on your story or feed? Both of them. I like both my story and my feed. I actually, believe it or not, like stories more than feed. I really do. Should I work more to gain capital? Yeah, if you have, that's your only choice. If that's your only choice, you know. All right, Todd, I think it was you that talked about the blockbuster effect. Hasn't Mark Zuckerberg hit the plateau with Facebook and Instagram? Yeah, but I don't know how long that'll last. You know, Ty, what do you think about posting lifestyle pics and daily videos on your page? If it's high VRIN score, if it's boring stuff, let the market tell you. Look at your likes. But I will tell you, posting when you have no followers, I see people being like the best way to grow your account is to post a lot. I just don't think that. I think that's an oversimplification. And a lot of you doing this, you're, you know, a little bit burned out. You've tried to grow your followers, and you know, you're just following that advice. Post a lot, and eventually it's going to catch on. But I don't agree. I do not agree. It's how would that work if nobody sees your? It's like the saying, if you if a tree falls and there's nobody there, doesn't make a noise. I don't know. Nobody's there. It's a stupid question if you ask me. It's kind of like if you post and no one follows you, do you get more followers? Well, how could you get more followers? Nobody sees you. So, yeah. Is Instagram in its prime? It's probably, I don't know. It's hard to predict the future. You know what? I don't like predicting future. People spend too much time trying to predict the future, and I'll tell you this: you spend a lot of time trying to predict the future, you'll always be wrong eventually. You'll be disproven. So focus on what to do right now. That's what I focus on. And Instagram may be in its prime, may not be, but yeah. Anyway, I'm out. It is going to, this will fill up very fast. And so very important. Go to tailopez.com/followers, jump in. You got two options. It's all explained there on the page. I'm going to help you get 3,000 to 10,000 followers, and then you can do it again. I've got a monthly club membership. That way you lock it in, cancel anytime. But if you're liking the results, you can stay in it and no one will steal your spot. If you can also do it one-time payment, and then you'll get 3 to 10 grand, but there's no guarantee there'll be more followers in there on the next go around. I mean, there'll be no guarantee that there's a spot for you when I do the next giveaway. So let me get you 3 to 10,000 real quick, jumpstart your life online, and you'll start to see the results. For those of you who have jumped in, I'm going to start the next giveaway this next coming week. So, sorry, Facebook now penalizes you for, I'm going to answer a few more questions. Facebook penalizes you for paid ads. I consider it low quality post. Nah, you can still use it. It just, you have to pay a little bit more. It does. If what you're posting is valuable, it won't matter. Is it possible to be a famous on IG without being a public person? Sure. I wasn't a public person. Now I'm pretty well known. Oh, let's talk about being verified. Here's the thing. You know, the best way to get verified is to get a lot of followers. That's Instagram. There are a few people who have very small follower count. On Twitter, you can get verified with like 3,000 to 4,000 followers if you're like a reporter or something. But in general, Instagram looks at multiple variables, but for sure, they look at one of the variables, how many followers you have. You don't see many thousand follower, 2,000, 3,000, even 10,000. As far as I've seen, I don't see many people getting verified under 50,000. Now, in order to be verified, the things that will make you not verified when you have a lot of followers, if you just have like I see people, models posting just pictures of their butt all the time. Post pictures of your butt, doesn't matter if you have 500,000 followers, Instagram's not going to verify you. You need to show something. So if you are a model, I would try to get signed at an agency or something, or do some mainstream work so that in addition to your 500,000 followers, you can show you do something besides just post pictures of your body. Okay. But for sure, I mean, it's so much easier to get verified when you have a lot of followers. I see people working to get, they're paying people to try to reach out to people and trying all these crazy tricks to get verified. And I'm just like, yo, you should spend money on getting more followers. Do some giveaways, you know? So Will there be a replay? We may post a replay of this. Yeah. If you knew what you know now when I was 18, what would you do differently when trying to be successful? Well, if I was 18 in the 2020 decade, okay, what would I do? It's different. If I was born in the 1800s and I was 18, I would have a totally different strategy. What I would do now, first, I would figure out what I really want destiny wise. I have a way, I don't have time to talk about, but I think there's 5 ways where you can figure out what your destiny is. I would figure out what my kind, and I don't mean that in like a Star Wars way, but there's clues based on what you grew up around, your natural affinities, what you talk about endlessly on a Saturday night when you're not working, what you've been doing for the last 5-10 years. I would focus really early on finding out my personality types, my hexaco score. Primarily, I would look at, there's different scores you can do: dark triad, hexaco, big 5. You can do Myers-Briggs. I would take all those, try to narrow in my personality type. Then I would look at my career destiny. I would focus on my physical destiny. Some people are stocky, they should lift a lot of weights. Some people are long and lanky, I call that the basketball body. Everyone should eat differently based on your type, right? That's your physical type. Everyone should have a different career based on their wealth type, their income type. I think people have different romantic styles. Some people like to just settle down with one person early, and some people don't. I would figure that out, and I'd figure out what makes me happy. People think that the same thing makes you happy. I mean, there's people who are very happy living in the heart of New York City. They love people around them. I have friends like that. They need that stimulation, and I have friends who want to be in the middle of Alaska. So I'd find out, where am I in that happiness scale? Who do I need to be around? How much stimulation do I need? How much travel do I need? How much monotony? Some people love monotony. They like the sameness of life. So I would narrow in my destiny, and then based off that, I would make my plan. One of the greatest conquerors of all time was Napoleon. Napoleon is a very, very famous conqueror. He did lose at the end in the early 1800s. He lost the Battle of Waterloo, and he was, put on an island for the rest of his life. But he was an amazing conqueror, and everybody loses eventually, right? We all die, but he conquered, all the way into Russia. And he had a simple rule. It was engage with the enemy and then make your plans. So a lot of you are trying to make plans before you've engaged with life. So I think instead of over planning your life, go do stuff. And then as you engage with that thing, you'll know if it's for you. I call that the Napoleon rule. Very powerful set of insight that I just read there's a famous Napoleon biography. It's wild. He was a genius. So use that rule in life. If I wanted to have a business, if I decided I was an entrepreneur, which I am, what I would do is I would get a lot of social media followers for sure. I think about that a lot. I'm like, damn it, when MySpace was out, I should have focused more on it. I did a little bit, but somebody said Gary Vee says that as well. Just go out and try everything while you're young. Yeah, I mean, me and Gary Vee agree on things, certain things. We disagree on certain things. I think you don't have time in life to try everything. That's just not possible. That's why I said you can triangulate using simple tools like personality quizzes, like common sense. You can triangulate and narrow down. That's called bounded rationality. Okay, unbounded rationality, trying everything is impossible. How are you going to try everything? You're going to be a medical doctor, you're going to be a veterinarian, you're going to be an architect, you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to work in space, you're going to work in agriculture, you're going to work in e-com. No, there's no possibility. What are you going to spend 5 seconds on each of them? There's at least 1,000 professions you could have. You do not have enough time. I'm big on cutting the curve, on time curve and the learning curve. And that's why I tell you, this tailopez.com/followers, you guys can all figure out how to get 10 to 100,000 followers in this decade. I'm talking about how to get it this year. Big difference. Or this month for a few of you, So Someone said my destiny is becoming an entrepreneur, just turned 18. What do I do? Well, entrepreneur is too broad. Entrepreneur just means somebody who basically starts things, who takes a risk. You could be an entrepreneur. You need to narrow down the industry. There's 10 to 20 industries in the world. Do you want to be an auto entrepreneur? Do you want to be a tech entrepreneur? Do you want to be an e-com entrepreneur? Do you want to be a retail entrepreneur? Do you want to be a software engineer entrepreneur? So somebody said their destiny is to be the ruler of the Middle East. Well, good luck with that, my friend. It's going to be hard to be a ruler of any large part of the world. People don't like to be ruled much anymore. So I think you should recenter your destiny. You don't want a destiny that is unattainable. Okay. If a young person decides they want to be an entrepreneur, should they get a degree in entrepreneurship? I think in general, entrepreneurship, I think, is one of those that doesn't make sense to go to college. It's like, say you want to be a professional basketball player. Would you go get a professional basketball degree? Like you sit in classes and be like, yo, or you want to be a pro bodybuilder? Would you get a bodybuilding degree? I mean, I guess you get some benefit, but I guarantee you get more benefit just going lifting weights and find a gym with a whole bunch of dudes that know what they're talking about, pay your gym membership, and show up consistently for the next 4 years. Network with those people, learn from those people, get mentored by people that are 10 years ahead of you in weightlifting or basketball. You can learn more. I don't think you need a degree. I think some things you need a college degree. Being an engineer, mathematician, things like medical doctor. Some of them you have to legally, but people out here getting English degrees. I'm just like, oh Lord, you already speak English, my friend. What kind of scam is it where you convince people to spend 50 grand on a degree to learn English when they already speak English? Don't do it for languages. Best way to learn Spanish or Brazilian or something, just go live in Brazil. Go live in Spain. Okay, we've gotten sidetracked, but I think it was important to answer these questions and grow your followers. It will open the world of travel. It will open the world of business. It will open doors for networking. It's the new gold rush. It's the new business card. Don't have a business card that discourages people from connecting with you. For those of you who jumped in, we will be, so I see the sales now. This should be done. We'll probably fill up all 75 today spots. So do not wait. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk soon.